I'll just go ahead and ask this one. In Northwest Iowa, we haven't seen many uprisings over transgender same-sex marriage issues. What would you do to defend the definition of marriage held in Des Moines, or do you believe that we need to defend that? Start with Skylar.
The family is so foundational to society, and we've lost it. I mean, we are falling apart. I mean, my wife and I know people our age that are already divorced. I mean, it's just sad to watch these things happen, but to give up is not going to work. If we're going to give up on marriage, we need to give up on abortion. We need to give up on basically anything that's a social issue, because we're getting killed. I mean, that's the truth. But we need to do something about it, and there are options out there, and some of them are tougher. A constitutional amendment, even in the state of Iowa, is quite a fight, but it's a fight worth having. You know, the liberals and the left, they didn't take this overnight. I mean, they have been fighting this for a very long time. And that's why I say you give an inch, I mean, they're going to take a lot. That's the truth of the matter. So we can't keep giving. We've got to stand firm where we're at right now. We got to go back and we got to fight this thing. Marriage is important. Marriage is huge. It should be one natural man and one natural woman. And that's the bottom line. And when it comes to these transgenders and they're calling for rights, they have the right. They have the right to be the gender that they were born with. God made them male and female. And we're not restricting anybody's right to marry. You have the right to marry one person of the opposite sex. That's not only biblical, but that's consistent with the laws of nature and of nature's God, of which our founding documents were a huge part of.
I would agree with Skylar on this. In Genesis, you know, God said it's going to be one man, one woman, and that's what we need to stand for. That's what Sioux County stands for, and I would never quit to fighting for that. That is not something that we can give in on. As for the transgender bathrooms, I'm sorry, I just think that's ridiculous. Okay, we can't have grown men going into the bathroom with little girls. That should never be allowed. We need to stop this. We need to get a law in the state of Iowa that this will never be allowed. You know, if I go to Des Moines, I represent Sioux County and their values, and this is a value that Sioux County has, that marriage is between one man and one woman, and there's no question, and there's no wavering on that.
Yeah, this is actually an issue that on occasion when I've asked the issue that is concerned, they've asked about the bathroom or the restroom question. You know, just not too long ago, Fox was covering this issue. It was pointed out that in many respects, I think what people often do, maybe even unconsciously, it's not so much that they're concerned about the people who actually believe they are transgender. I mean, now, again, that's a whole separate, if they believe using the facilities, that's not the issue for a lot of people. Talking with somebody in Alton, this was exactly the case. What they're worried about, and I can appreciate this concern, are sex offenders who will use these new bathroom laws as cover for their deviance. Okay, that's the potential danger there. But again, you've got people like Chris Wallace, Charles Krauthammer. Nobody's going to accuse these folks of being progressive squishes. That they think this is possibly a solution in search of a problem. Now that's part of our job as a legislator. Any issue, for so many of these, we're not going to be experts on that. They'll be new to us, and so we really do need to find out what actually is happening. So if in case this does become a problem, then I think it would be incumbent upon the legislature to pass some restrictions or to address the matter. But discovering the facts and how best to address them, especially in a broken and sinful world, is critically important.